first time we saw it, a dark mass of buildings huddled on the mountain's shoulder, a place they called Headstone Hill. The town was ablaze with electric light and verged on miraculous. But we noticed how strangely the light flickered and how every shadow grew deeper and more suspicious in its presence. That's where Agent Reeg vanished, so that's where we had to go. It was time for us to face the horror at Headstone Hill.
Hello, welcome Wildcards and Aces to Monday night. We are here on the Iconic Production channel running our ongoing campaign of the horror at Headstone Hill. Hello to everyone in the chat. You know the rules. As John Doom said, you've got to play to win, and John is playing, so enjoy a Benny for that. And thanks to Pinnacle for everything they do, including sending people our way to watch us as we play. When we last left off, the Posse had a horrific encounter with a beautifully terrifying aspen. Turns out that the aspens of Wyoming are alive, more so than anyone thought. They've been replicating people, as you saw in the horse stalls. Tank the Frank, good to have you here, sir. And Rook, as always, thank you for your generosity. So, as we pick up in the aftermath, fire has spread to the barn. There are people that are being pulled out. The townsfolk who were injured and brought back for some nefarious person or reason. And we'll pick up there as Sister May lying up against a tree where they have pulled you into... Woohoo! Thank you so much, Knight Smith. That's awesome. So, as you get pulled to safety, what happens? Did you guys watch the fire of the barn, the creatures that were there, the strangeness of Frank Deneve, who promised you that the mother would be undeterred in her plans. Sister May, as you got beat up pretty bad in that fight. What are you doing?
I would like to heal, please.
Sure, give me a faith roll. Because you haven't used your heal on you, correct?
No,
okay.
Not yet.
All right.
Okay, so I rolled a 17, and I know it's a -3, so that's with 2 raises, right?
That is with 2 raises, yes.
Okay, so that takes all 3 of my wounds away.
Right. What does it look like as you're praying for this?
I think that I will be holding on to my crucifix, and as I am inscribing the cross with the crucifix, I will get this beatific smile on my face. Just immense, beaming, glowing gratitude just descends upon me as I finish communing with my Savior and breathe deeply once again.
All right. As you are doing that, Wickers, what are you and Ada doing?
I believe we ended off last time with you giving me a horrific vision that everybody got to experience.
That everyone got to experience as they were being pulled out of the flames.
And no matter how many times he sees it in his nightmares, it will never dull. So Wicker's just kind of in the middle of the flames, just kind of collapses to his knees, staring at the images that were burned into existence by the flames, and he kind of checks out for a hot second until somebody
Ada, you can
actively
see Wickers seems to have dropped to his knees in the middle of the burning building. Sister May, as you drop her, seems to be introspective at this point. What do you do?
Sister May is out of danger, out of
harm's
the
way.
flames.
Yes.
And okay, I'm going to go back for Wickers. I know what nightmares. I have my own nightmares.
You do have your own nightmares.
I know what they can do. So, I'm going to carefully approach him and not startle him at all, and tell him we gotta get out of here.
All right, as you're doing that, Sister May, I need you to do me a favor. Give me a notice roll.
Anything for you.
Thank you, Sister May. Give me a notice roll.
Seven.
7. Sister May, you are feeling great right up until you feel the cold press of steel up against your temple. As Ada and Wickers are in the flames. Don't turn around. I don't want to kill a sister, but I will. You tell that thing inside the barn that I've got his friend. I've got Bob too. And I got a little surprise for the vengeful-eyed one as well. And he leans in real close, and you can feel hot breath. You smell the stink of rotting teeth and whiskey hit the side of your neck, just where your habit has pulled back a little bit. You tell Wickers that if he wants to see Leslie alive again, he'll bring my father, and he'll bring him to Gunsight. And you tell Ada that the Irregulars, they know why she's here, and they got a little insurance policy for her too. Now, I said I don't mind shooting. Don't like shooting women of the cloth. Sister May, you feel something sharp and painful hit the back of your head. You black out. Have a Benny. Ada, what do you do?
Did I see anything?
You see Wickers. You see the horrific visions in the flames. You see a giant... you see a giant beam that falls and swings to the ground, kicking up embers. And for a brief second, you see that instead of a beam, the flames look like a body that kind of comes to a sudden stop at the end of a rope.
Do you need me to cover your eyes like a horse and lead you out of here?
I do need you to give me a fear roll there, Ada.
When you say a fear roll...
Give me a spirit roll.
Okay.
fail this one. Do not fail this one. In the name of all that's holy, don't fail this one.
Fail it.
5 good for you?
5 works. You choke down the fear of what you see going on. The horrific images. Images that strike a bit too close to home. And yes, to answer the chat, Bob is okay. He's just dealing with some stuff tonight. He will be back when we come back. His apologies and his love have been sent to the chat. So, thank you for asking, Tank. Wickers. Someone emerges from the flames, asking if you want the eyes covered.
At that point, he comes to a little bit, finally remembering where he is, what here it is, and let's get the hell out of here.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, as the two of you come down, the barn begins to collapse, burying the charred and ashened remains of the creature and of Frank Denebe and of those strange pods that the miners were attached to. And as you come out, you can see Sister May is sprawled out on the ground. There is no sign of Leslie, save for a deck of cards that have been left spilled on the ground.
I pick up the cards. What's the top one?
Oh, that's a good question. The top one is the Queen of Spades. High House of Death, if you will.
Indeed. Check on Sister May.
Sister May is
She's breathing,
unconscious. Right? Yep, she's breathing, and you can see a big, lump where she's been cold cocked.
I don't have any healing. Is there anything we can do to bring her around?
You can give me a smarts roll. You are smart. SMRT.
Would I also be able to do this roll as well?
You can.
7.
Right.
A 7 is a good enough. Wickers, you can see that Ada knows what to do. She kind of kneels down, kind of gets Sister May's head up and give her a sharp wake-up slap. Sister May, you are brought back to reality.
Lovely. I so enjoy a brisk kiss of welcome.
Is there a well nearby? And do we have any confidence that the water is any good?
There is a well. This whole ranch has been abandoned.
So no. All right. I would offer you a drink, but I just don't think it's going to work. And the only thing Wickers carries is not water.
Oh, I wouldn't worry so much about me at this point. There was a gentleman with a gun. He smelled of whiskey. I'm sure he's probably known to Wickers. I'm afraid he gave a warning. He something about the Vengeful Eyed One. I don't remember what that was about. Probably that he wouldn't help or something. I don't remember. But then there was something about he had something of yours that you loved, or some kind of insurance. They've taken Leslie. I think they said, oh goodness me, I'm all scrambled. I think they said that they were going to be at the gun site. I don't recall exactly if that's correct. And something about the Little Rock Irregulars knowing that Ada was here, and they had also taken insurance. And I'm afraid this doesn't make much sense to me. And I do apologize for being out of sorts.
And Sister May, he also said, if you want to see Bob and Leslie, you have to bring his father.
Right. If we want to see Bob and Leslie, to bring his father. Did I recognize the voice of one of Houston's boys?
You did. You recognized the voice of Gatling Houston, the one who was taking shots at Ada from the top
it was
of
that
the roof.
Gatling boy. He's not very nice.
Have you met the Houstons? I think it's self-explanatory.
I'm not going in without backup this time.
Yeah.
Did I remember correctly that it was Gunsight? I don't know what that is.
Yes, Gunsight. You don't know what that is. That's just what he said. You'll find us at Gunsight.
First things first, let's get these people back to town, into the docks. graces. Then we'll figure out where this gun site place is and load for Bear.
I'm sure Doc.
Is it on the map that was sent to us? Because we do know where that is then.
Yes.
Easton Hill Kit for the win.
That's right. Chris and I talked about it in the
Nice.
pregame.
Excellent.
They're actually going to be doing more campaigns like this. They've got a new Deadlands one coming out, and they have a Rifts one coming out, and I'm really excited about that. They mentioned that on the pre-show, so I'm not spoiling anything unless Chris was spoiling. But like these little saga kits, which are going to be little like contained story kits, I'm very excited for the Rifts one. I know John Doom is also excited for the Rifts one. So, all right,
That was so far away.
it is.
It's almost like it's an adventure.
So you guys make it back to Heaston Hill with very little effort. You make it in there mid-afternoon. And as you come rumbling into town, you make your way up to the doctor's offices. And of course, waiting for you, seeing you come in, is Doc. Kirk. You found him. What is going on with Denebe?
Cultist killed him.
Well,
I feel like that pretty much summed up the
Know
entirety
anything
of it.
about trees around here, Doc?
anything what?
About the trees.
Well, of course. He's looking for a good story, don't you know? And of course, there's got to be
No.
six all around.
No. Why don't you come inside? Let's talk about this inside. Reeg was saying stuff about this before he went and disappeared. So, Kirk leads you back to his office and closes the door. All right. What's this about cults and trees? Kind of.
What's this about cults and trees? How should we know?
Walked into that farmstead out there.
Yes.
Denebe was wearing robes along with a few other folk that were with him. And they were sacrificing a bunch of these and he gestures behind to where they left all the people that did survive and all that in his care, and goes, those poor folks back there were the ammunition for that particular gun, we'll say. And, well,
I've known Frank all my life. He's not a cultist. He's a good
then
man.
he's just a dickhead. Because
It could have fooled me.
the man was starting to turn into a tree before my very eyes when he tried to cut off my head.
He was
And I
trying
took
to
that personally.
Turn into a... Okay. Walk me through everything that you saw. And he pulls out like his like a leather book and kind of opens it. What are the high points that you tell the doc as he is asking you to walk through what you saw?
Goes through almost
I was
literally a
trying to
blow
get
by blow.
Fiction point.
Wickers will proceed to go through a blow by blow in a
Well, no, I'm asking
Analytic-
you. I'm asking you three. What are the high points that you're telling the doc?
We so we'll tell him, you know, we saw the bark. We saw people, we saw the pods.
Bark on Denebe, pods.
They took people and you were using them to grow tree monsters that were then attached to a dark tree god in the Aspen Forest.
and
Wicker,
Wickers punched a tree a lot.
that's right. You did punch. You punched a lot of tree. Sister May, give me a notice roll.
$11.
11. So, Sister May, as you kind of walk through those points, you remember something that you saw when you went running in. It wasn't just that they were making a tree monsters. Remember, the people in the pods, the things growing inside the pods, looked awfully like the people that were at the roots, the miners. It was almost as if they were replicating them.
Pod people.
Right. They may have replaced some people in town already. I wonder how we could tell.
Do you think...
Hold up a match to somebody?
Right. Anybody got a torch?
Listen, there are plenty of people who are afraid of fire, and I'm sure you know that much like vampires, if you put a stake into the heart of a human, they too die. So perhaps we should just not go around burning people, but this makes sense.
Why do you know about vampires?
I have a question. How many houses around town have suddenly had an aspen grow up in the front yard?
This is Heaston Hill. Aspens grow everywhere. We call it pissing. They shoot off new branches off their roots.
Yes, but not singularly, and not too far away from the original source. So, if we go by how aspens actually grow, and I don't know, just kind of vis-a-vis, I think that we can safely say that if there's not a grove nearby, then a singular aspen just seemingly out of nowhere would be odd.
Well, there is the thing is there are aspens throughout town, because this is eastern Wyoming, so it is the tree of choice. But Wickers knows of at least one place where a singular aspen is. And Ada, go ahead and give me a smarts roll as well. That's right, John. Just remember, build a man a fire, keep them warm for a day. Set a man on fire, you keep them warm for the rest of their life.
I don't know what I'm doing. 10.
Ada, you remember something very similar to what Sister May described in a pickling jar in that back office at Reeg's place. Reeg had one of these things in a much smaller form.
I don't want to go back in that house. But we probably need to.
It's probably about time to re-up the little holy site to make sure that tombstone chunk stays chill.
We should check on the house, yeah.
John gets a Benny. That's a good one too. All right. Kirk says, well, listen, I'll do some investigating. I'll see. Frank had been acting weird for a bit. Thought it was just the pressure of running the miners' union, but I'll see if I can't compose a list. Wait, where's Leslie?
Working on it.
Now, guys, remember, in Savage Worlds, you have this ability called networking. You can hit the town, and with either persuasion, the nice way, or intimidation, the not so nice way, you can get information, start looking for things that you guys want to know. But there is Reeg's house. So who's going to Reeg's house? Who's trying to figure out what's going on?
I mean, do we really want to separate at this juncture?
Listen, just because
know why
one of
you're
my
asking me
favorite
this.
movies, one of my favorite movies is John Carpenter's The Thing, and this is a adventure about people being replaced by pod people. There's nothing to worry about, except for that one time Sister May was completely alone, and maybe she's already a pod person, and JD doesn't know. Would you know if you had been replaced by a pod person? You wouldn't.
You wouldn't. You'd be a pod person.
That's right. Thank
I mean,
you,
then
Ada.
Or the
you
pod
would
people
know.
knew because they had an agenda.
Something Wicked This Way Comes is one of my favorite Ray Bradbury stories, John. All right. So what's
would
the plan,
say-
Posse?
Wickers would tell Ada and Sister May to go back together to figure stuff out at the house, and he's gonna ask around about the gun thingamadoogly. That's how he's pretty much his general thing. He's already forgotten what it's called. He's just like, I'll go ask about this gun. Gun.
Gun sight.
Does
Gun
Doc know
sight.
anything about the pod people and whether they can replicate? I don't know. Harrowed.
Hey, listen, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. I need more information. Do you have any? Did you bring any of them back? Just speculating here, but if
They know where to get one.
if they need a living person to create their
Homunculus?
Wickers is going to recall that they had the sap bubbles over their heads and goes, they do require a living person.
then I would
order to-
assume that Wickers would be more or less safe from this. Tank says maybe crush the nugget in order to minimize the weird.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea.
I'm afraid of Boom. I'm not gonna lie.
You just need to crush it in a non-sparking sort of way.
Hey, Tank the Frank. As the grand finale, we'll see what we can do. But
I almost took Sanctify just so that I could do that.
we've got like 4 more weeks of this, and
That's
it would be too early to kill us all this evening.
Yeah, that would be amazing, though.
I mean,
Now, I will just say, Wickers, I got the impression that machine gun, what's his face?
Gatling.
Right,
Gatling's
Gatling.
involved in this? Is he a
I'm
pod
only-
person?
yeah. Hit the priestess. Sister, whatever we call them nowadays.
Gatling
I
is a
missed
pod
that.
person?
Oh no, he's just a drunk.
He was very close
Get
with his
angry.
father.
You did say we had to give him back his dead. Didn't say we had to, give him back alive. Wording is very important.
But he did indicate that he has something that you care about besides Bob and Leslie, which means he knows about you and your history, and I wonder how he got that information.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
But the fact that somebody knows about you and possibly your weaknesses might indicate that you have enemies, and being alone might not be the best choice.
Sister May, there's a reason why they know about me. I've not been subtle for the past 20 years. 6 men have gone down. And... well, sorry, I miscounted. I forgot about that little wuss. 7 men have gone down, and there's still a few more to go. Now, the fact that they know about me does not worry me. I knew what I was getting into when I started this path. And at this point, he just slowly, with the mask and all that still on his face, looks towards Ada. It's a dark path that's full of blood and dust. I want you to be careful when they're looking at it. And he looks back to Sister May. Now, if any of them are dumb enough to start something in town, then I'll tango with them. And I'll deal with it. But what you all have to do is important. And I'm not about to let... And you can see in his eyes just like caving into... not about to let the effervescent sunshine that is Leslie be put out. And while I may not like Bob for his past, I would like to think that there's more in the future for some. And they can learn. But
I couldn't agree more.
in which case, one of us has to ask questions and save time. Now, are we done discussing so we can get this done?
I bow to your greater wisdom in this area.
All right. Wickers, you're going to network. It sounds like Ada and Sister May, you're heading towards Reeg's house.
Hoping not to become pod people, yes.
All right. We're going to start with Sister May and Ada. As you approach the house, that you have been there before, you know this place. I would like both of you to give me a notice roll as you roll up.
5.
5. All right. And Ada.
Also 5.
All right. As you approach, you can see that there is one plant thriving in front of the parlor, where everything else has kind of withered and lies brown, and it is an aspen seedling. It has the pale bark, the oval leaves, but this one has long, bulbous seed pods with little fine hair-like filaments that twitch as you get a little close.
I feel like I want to burn this thing to the ground, but I don't know if that would be safe.
I mean, probably not, but same. We don't have an axe.
You got the key, though.
We do have the key.
Be
So we go in the house.
inside. Who
I mean,
knows?
who doesn't have an axe as part of their regular accoutrement?
I'm pretty sure
did
Sister
have an
May
axe.
doesn't have an axe.
I did have an axe.
I
for a hot
meant like
moment.
inside the house. He's
Oh.
got to have one in there.
That's possible. That is true.
Well, look.
All right. As you open the door, it creaks open. Again, the dust motes kind of floating through the air. You can see the blood from when Leslie was coming up, wounded by the shadow spirits. And as you head into the main room, remember the dining room in front of you, parlor to the left, study off the dining room. Once again, you hear just kind of this sound of something spooling up, and Beethoven starts playing from the parlor again. Dun 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 dun. Very slow, minor key. Dun dun. What do you guys do?
Warm up the holy symbol, of course, and let's throw a glow up on there.
All right. Give me the faith roll. Ada, what are you doing? This is the third time you've heard this piano just kind of start up.
I'm tempted to go look for that axe and just deal with it all.
Give me a notice roll.
Yeah.
Deal with it all. It's called Oops, this lantern fell over.
7.
8.
Sister May, your holy symbol begins to glow with a radiance, lighting the whole area. Ada, you can see that there is that miner's kit still there in the dining room, and there's a pickaxe in there.
Yeah, I pick up the pickaxe.
Okay? It's got a good
And,
heft to it.
Right. Yeah, I feel that this piano is probably going to need Some special tuning here.
Some
Oh, that's very good.
some special tuning on the piano. All right. What do you guys do? Where do you guys go?
Piano first, and then the homunculus. Unless it's the homunculus playing the piano, which probably at this point is not out of the realm of possibility.
Sister May?
Yes, the piano. But we have failed to deal with that, so we must now.
All right. As you walk into the parlor, spacious room, furniture, poker table set up, hand kind of laid out, small fireplace in the window that looks out on the dead garden, save for the tree. And you can see that even though there's no wind, all of the little seedling pods have pressed up against the window, leaving kind of a thin, viscous film as they kind of attach to the window. And the player piano, you can see, is spinning around, and the keys are playing through the song.
I'm gonna try and walk up to the piano and move it away from the wall to see if anything has grown up through the floorboards.
All right, Sister May, you start to move the piano forward, and you see, one, nothing has grown up through the floorboards, but also, two, the piano lid, the key lid, chomps down, falling heavily as if trying to snap at your fingers. Has your parry gone up at all?
No, but I do need you to make a spirit roll first.
Well, let me finish rolling this, because that's 4, 8, 12, 15. And its spirit test is... I got a 7. So, Sister May, this thing chomps down on your fingers. And Ada, you see the wood, like the knots, you can see they look like eyes on either side of the roller. And they ignite fire. Sister May, what is your toughness? Hold on, I've got this. 5 still? You take a wound and are shaken as this thing bites at your fingers and starts to chomp.
I think I'm gonna use a Benny to try and soak.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to give initiative cards out, and then we're going to jump over to Wickers. All right. Sister May, Jack of clubs. Ada, 2 of diamonds, but I give you a new one. Yep. Jack of hearts.
Perfect.
And the piano goes on Jack of diamonds. So it'll go Ada, the piano, and then Sister May. This is, ooh, nice, Rook. You can have a Benny for that one. John, that's like my favorite D&D thing. Also, Jacks all around. It's like someone is playing a game with you. Wickers, what do you do as you head into the town?
Find somebody that can answer the question of, where's the gun site?
What is your are you going...
Namely, since he knows of her, he's going to try to find the Madame Mayor, as I've come to call her, just because I can't remember her name.
Are you looking to be polite? Are you looking to be intimidating as you go through this?
As much as his natural nature is towards just being the awful person that he really is, he's going to try to play nice, since she didn't put up with his guff anyway, so he's gonna respectfully inquire with her
All right.
and also explain the situation to her.
Give me your persuasion roll as we go rolling into this.
Oh boy!
So good at that. That's a D4 is what I'm seeing on your sheet, buddy.
Yep. 14 minus 4, that's a 10.
All right. So when you get to her office, she is busy talking with other people, and she sees you walk in. You just see her kind of. That's enough for now, gentlemen. I have something to deal with. Wickers, please come in.
As he walks in, he does take his hat off in a more respectful manner than he has done in the past, and will walk forward.
And what could I do for you tonight? Or this afternoon, Wickers?
3 things. First, news for you. Frank Denebay is dead.
Oh my god, what did you do?
Unfortunately, he started it. He was trying to kill some of your townspeople in a misguided cultish ritual.
I'm sorry, what?
Look, I'm getting that a lot about this Denebay guy. Look, he was kind of a dick. The worst kind, puts up that front instead of being just a actual good person. He pretended to be a good person, and all the people that were injured he took and was doing a cult ritual.
No, there's no way Denebay was... I mean, he's been acting strange over the last couple of months, but he's a pillar of the community. It's the stress of what was going on with the miners.
Yeah,
union.
well, when you try to cut off my head with a knife, and he pulls out Denebay's knife to show as an example, sets it down, try to kill me with that, I didn't appreciate. I didn't want to, if that says anything.
It says a lot. I'm not sure that you've ever cared about wanting to do it or not. Why are you telling me? I mean, I appreciate the being informed.
Because you're a good woman. Smart, strong in your spirit. It's important that you be told straight.
Married? Continue.
Not flirting. And just straight-faced with this entire exchange.
Totally fair. She is as well, not JM.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I know. It's just that kind of the interchange of that. It makes me laugh on the outside because I know it's that kind of.
yeah.
And then, second, Gatling has kidnapped my friend Leslie, as well as Bob, and has him with the irregulars at Gunsight.
Insight. Well, he couldn't
Yeah,
have.
where the hell is that?
Gunsight is far to the west of here. If you take the Mormon Trail, I would recommend going to Fort Bridger and then heading southwest from there.
Appreciate it.
I would be careful. Gunsight is it's a box canyon, and the men of Fort Bridger have had no luck getting the irregulars out of there. They have irony of ironies, they have a Gatling gun that guards the front of the canyon, from what I hear.
Well then. Seems
Listen.
I have a couple more conversations to have with some folks.
Listen, Wickers, we don't see eye to eye on many things. You have a different way of doing things. I will go talk with Doc Kirk. He normally advises me on things like this, but if you say Frank wasn't who he says he was, I will go speak with Kirk. There have been other strange things going on in the region. Be careful when you go through Fort Bridger.
Question. The people that you've talked to not been acting as they should? Maybe have a distant look in their eye, perhaps?
Nothing like that, but Major Chelmsford at Fort Bridger was far more cold the last time I made the trip there. And Gallagher, Paddy Gallagher, he's been acting strange as well.
Either of them gentlemen gone into the Aspen Grove out there recently?
Not that I know of, but I have enough things to keep my eyes on in town.
Fair enough.
I can't give John all of the bennies, but I want you to know, John, I want to give you all of the bennies. All right. Where are you headed to next, Wickers?
He's going to hit up the old marshal's place so that he can rifle through his
Rifles?
rifle. Yeah, rifle through his rifles, possibly a shotgun if he's got one.
All right. Ada, as you watch, Sister May's hand is crushed by what now seems to be, as the ivories move even further up, you can see that there are teeth underneath each one of the keys, and they are moving arrhythmically, just discordant notes through the whole place. What do you do?
So, her hands, it's chomping her with the key cover, but like, are her hands stuck to the piano?
No, she pulls her. Did you make your soak roll, Sister May?
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you take no damage. Her hand just comes away red.
Good.
But you can see then the cover and the keys lift up, and again, fangs under each one of the keys.
I mean, I feel like it's time to use the hatchet.
Okay, I do need a fear roll from both Sister May and Ada at -2, so this is a spirit check.
You and your fear rolls.
Listen. It is a biting melody. All right, John, you can definitely enjoy that Benny. 5 you with the -2?
Oh, it's a 3.
Oh no.
25!
Good lord, JD.
My goodness.
She ain't afraid no ghost.
Meanwhile, Ada.
Well, it's because I have the Edge True Believer, so I got to re-roll for my... Actually, no. I'm sorry. I just got 2 aces in a row.
That's 12.
No, I roll on a d10.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
I assumed you meant on your wild card die.
So I need you to give me a d20 roll and add 2 to it, Ada.
$18.
18. So Ada, as you stand there and you look at this thing, you can feel the cold fingers of fear working their way up your back towards your neck.
I think that Ada is particularly susceptible to fear.
I feel like the dice are telling this story. And so, Ada, you are going to get a minor phobia hindrance.
Awesome.
And we're going to work that out here. But I think it's going to be
Of the dark.
Well, I'm going to give you dendrophobia, which is the fear of wooden things.
Awesome.
And that feels appropriate with everything that has kind of been coming up here. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, John. Well done. All right, so it is your turn. However, you are scared. And so you're shaken. So you need to give me a spirit test now to even take an action as you're like...
Now, is the spirit test at minus anything?
No, the spirit test is
Okay, because I rolled a 4, so
That is enough to actually get your actions.
okay, great.
All right, so overcoming your newfound fear of trees and things made from them.
My slowly building fear.
That's
of,
right.
Freaking haunted trees that play the piano.
That's right. It's a very specific phobia. I'm sure there's a German word for it. What do you do?
So if I'm going to attack this piano, like the keyboard with the pickaxe,
Yes.
what will I roll?
You would roll fighting.
Fighting, okay.
Now here's the thing about the pickaxe. It only does strength plus a d6. However, it does have AP 2 because of the pointed, it's designed to cut through rock. So,
Right.
all right, give me your fighting roll. The parry on this thing is 4.
Okay, so the die keeps acing, but then rolling a 1. So we're at a 7.
You're at a 7. All right. So, a 7 is a straight hit. So you're going to roll your strength die plus a
Right.
d6.
9.
All right. So, Ada, you bring this thing down and just adding to your fear, your dendrophobia. It bounces off, and the knots that are the thing's eyes, you see them slowly shift to look at you.
Of course I do.
Listen, John Doom is on fire, but you really need this piano to be on fire, because it is attacking. It is actually going to attack.
We should have brought torches, Sister
should've-
May. Why didn't we bring torches?
Why is it always torches? All right, so Ada, you attacked it
Torches made of wood.
last. Oh man, that. Sorry, Ada, you are forbidden from using torches. Apparently, I'm just kidding. It is coming for you, Ada, like your worst nightmare. This thing.
It's my current worst nightmare.
It's your current worst nightmare.
A lot of nightmares,
You
dude.
do have a lot of nightmares, and I appreciate that you are leaning into the story that the dice are telling, by hook or by crook. But you know, the hook is what brings you back. So, ooh, it's a 4 aces. I only got a 7, so that is a hit, Ada, as it comes chomping at you. Strength plus a d6 as it grapples at you, biting into your flesh.
Just
Ada,
really don't know.
Your toughness is still 5?
Yes.
All right, Ada, you
Unless
will
vigor raises my toughness.
It does.
Oh, well, I did raise my vigor.
What is your current new vigor?
It's a D8, but
One moment. Should be a 6 then.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking as the current tough boy.
All right.
thank you.
So, Ada, you will take, even at 6, you will take 2 wounds and are shaken as this thing leaps
This
up.
thing's made of. It's made of aspen.
Slide.
I don't know.
What is it made of?
Aspens.
Aspen. It bites into your stomach, trying to chew its way inside you. Do you want to spend a Benny? Ada, John Doom has given you the Benny to soak. So go ahead.
I appreciate it, John Doom.
And it is
I'm
indeed 2 plus half of your vigor.
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you to Tank the Frank.
Plus any armor, but nobody here is wearing armor.
The 4 enough to soak?
4 soaks 1 of the wounds, so you are wounded and are shaken as this thing bites into you. Do you want to spend a Benny
Yes.
to up it? All right. You're looking for an 8.
Yeah, I have an 8.
All right.
Oh,
You take
Wait, hold on. 10.
you take no damage as this thing slams into you. You manage to get the pickaxe between you and the keys, and you can just see flecks of wood as it's chewing, trying to chew its way through the pickaxe handle to get to you. Sister May, you are up.
I have several anatomical questions. Is this piano
Is this because you
ambulatory?
were raised in a nunnery, or?
I did have siblings.
Okay.
Is this thing ambulatory?
It does seem to be able to roll around under its own volition.
Okay. Since I had pushed it away from the wall some, does it look like there's anything aggressive on the backside?
It is nothing but the wood paneling on the back.
Thank you. Then my final question is, if I cast Smite on Ada's pickaxe, can I then choose lingering damage since she will be using it as an attack?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to do that then.
Okay, give me the faith roll. Ada, well, maybe. We'll see.
Eight.
All right, this rusty pickaxe, all of a sudden, all of the rust comes flying off of it, just kind of, as you watch, sort of unoxidizing, and it gleams as beautiful as it did the day it was made. It gives you +4 damage now. And we'll draw our cards, and we'll go back to Wickers.
Can I say that the lingering damage is fire? Does that make a difference, or is it just a
You can say that
generic?
You can say that it's fire, yeah. So it ignites with a holy flame.
Oh yeah, flaming battle pickaxe. Let's go.
All right. So I have for Ada with the 2-card draw, you get a Jack of Spades. I have for Sister May the King of Diamonds, and I have for the player piano King of Hearts. So it will be going first. Wickers, where are you headed to now, sir?
As I stated, I'm headed to the marshals to arm for bear, like he intended, like he said.
All right. As you get to the marshal's office, you can see that there is one of his deputies is currently sitting in the chair. You can see all of the wanted signs still around there. And you can see that the one guy's just fiddling with his the badge, the marshal's badge, as if it... And he kind of looks at you as you steps up. You come up onto the wood, and he stands up, half draws, and then thinks better of it.
Already smarter than your predecessor.
Mr. Wickers, you here to cause any trouble? I've been told by the mayor that your shooting of chips was lawful, but I'm the new marshal in town until...
Last I checked, he took a pickaxe to the head. That wasn't me. However, I did punch, and he just kind of gestures to where Easton is. I did punch him. But I was going to try to...
Easton's at the jail, not at the marshal's office, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if the jail was
totally fair, yeah.
Okay, so my apologies. Holds up one of his hands so he can slowly reach in his coat pocket and brings out $100. I want to buy your boss's armory.
What?
He's got a shotgun, rifle, whatever he's got in there. I want to buy it. I've got $160 that I don't intend to use much.
Well, he kind of looks at the money. I mean...
And I am aware of the exchange rate of the time period, so...
He's got a pair of shotguns in the back. Double barrels. Bunch of shells.
How much? Just take this 100 and call it a day?
I mean, Sure, they're his personal guns, not martial property. So, yeah, I think that'll work.
Walks in, collects, and all right, I'll
Yeah, so,
So,
they are 2 double-barrel shotguns. You can fire both barrels at once for an extra +4 damage, and they do a D6 at long range, 2d6 at medium range, and 3d6 at short range.
all right, so 2 carabiner shotguns.
You got it, Tank. Ada, you have another Benny from Tank the Frank as he is heading out. Tank,
Appreciate it, Tank.
if we get a one-shot in, we'll definitely bring that metal mage in.
3d6. 2.
I'll send you the stuff in the chat, Wickers. Jeremy kind of looks at you. So that's it. That's all you needed?
I mean, if you want to show yourself to be a big damn hero, may have a job for you. Holds out the rest of his $60 that he has left.
What are you talking about?
Well, you see, Bob got kidnapped by Gatling. Houston.
He sits down and lights up a poke. Oh, John, the invitation is explicit at this point. I'm hoping to get a Riffs one shot in here and pull you into that. But that is not now, but soon. Listen, I served with Chips for a long time. Can't say I like the way he's cozying up with Houston. Marshall's office is supposed to be above the local politics. You say Gatlin has got Bob?
And my friend Leslie.
The Russian?
And apparently something else that I care about immensely. Which was very vague. But you give me a hand, it'll definitely make you stand out head and shoulders beyond Chips.
Listen, if I give
And
you
I know
a
a
hand,
couple people. Yeah, you lend me a hand.
we do it.
Care.
We do it by the law. I may not be the official marshal, just acting marshal, but this badge means something. It means something to these people. It means something to the county or the state of Wyoming that gave me this, the territory. If I go with you, we do this by the book, which basically means giving them a chance to surrender.
Wickers is going to look at this. How old is this gentleman? What does he look like? Describe this.
This guy has a mop of red hair.
Oh,
Barely enough scruff to be worth shaving. But he's definitely got at least a year on the other guy who's sitting in here who's also a deputy. You're betting that this guy, if he's 18, he's 20. The other kid's probably about 3 or 4 years younger. Fully deputized, and this guy's acting marshal.
And Wicker is hearing these words come specifically from this young man who was definitely not inclined. In hearing these words, Wickers is going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He goes, "You have no idea how much I wanted to hear you say that. We do this. There's only one stipulation. There is that Gatling gun problem that protects the thing. I can't promise that person's going to be able to make it out alive if we get the operator."
You're saying they're at a regulars camp over at Gunsight.
Yep.
All right. Listen. Give Felix and I here enough time to get the wagon all sorted. We go through Fort Bridger, maybe we can pick up something to deal with that Gatling gun, but...
I was gonna say, if you talk to the miners, maybe they'd be inclined to
He
give
offers
you a
you his
dynamite
hand.
stick or two. And Wickers will shake it with actual thing. He's not going to squeeze it like he would have done to Chips
Yeah.
if Chips had shaken his hand.
Nigel O'Connor. We'll be ready to ride in about an hour.
All right, Marshal. I'll go collect my posse.
I'll talk with the miners and see what we can get. And Felix and Nigel head out of the marshal. Nigel stops and he locks the door, puts his keys on his belt, checks his gun, nods to Felix, and the two of them go out. Meanwhile, in the middle of a parlor fight
Yeah,
With-
what happens if we run away?
with
I
a
don't know.
self-playing piano, I mean, you can always try to run away, but it gets to go first.
I just don't think it can get through the door, so...
It is going to spin and try and chomp both of you in a single action.
Absolutely not.
And I'm sure it's rolling a spirit test.
It is rolling its spirit test.
I need chalks. I'm gonna chalk the wheels.
8. How does a 12 suit us?
Rude.
Disgustingly.
Suits us just fine.
No. We're very displeased.
Alright, so 8 on Ada. And
Hey!
I'm gonna spend a Benny. And 7 on Sister May. Alright,
I
that's
don't
not...
want
What was
I
that?
want to make Bob feel bad for missing tonight, but I just feel like these things would go differently if Bob were here.
Yeah. Be a lot more of this going on.
Thank you,
Right.
John. I will take that, Benny. Alright, Ada.
Wait, so do we have wounds?
John.
Chomping at you. Ada, your hit does 2 wounds and a shaken. And
What is this made of?
Sister May, oh good
Wood.
lord, 16 and 3 is 19 minus 5, 14. Sister May, that is 2 wounds and a shaken.
11.
11. So Ada, you are fine. You take no damage as you are knocked
I'm
back.
looking.
John Doom is giving you the Benny for the soak, Sister May. You're playing both sides, John. I see
Thank
what's
you, John
going
Doom.
on.
Play that chaotic neutral.
Look, it's
Um,
not me on the chopping block this time, okay?
Are there any torches or lanterns or means of fire in this room? Because I swear I'll burn the whole house down.
If Leslie were here, we could say something like, "In Russia, piano plays you." Yes, actually, there are oil lamps, Ada, and it is actually
My turn.
your turn.
Burn it with fire.
All right, you're just grabbing an oil lamp and smashing it.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to take this as like a multi-action so you can smash it and then try and light it up?
Smash it and then what? I'm sorry.
Light the oil.
Yes.
All right. So Ada brings down. So what I'm going to need from you, Ada, is give me your fighting roll. Actually, no, this wouldn't be a fighting roll. Give me a survival roll at -2.
Rude. Okay.
Hey, it's a good roll for you.
It is a good roll.
Yeah, and you're doing 2 things. That's the -2. Like,
Yeah, it's
I love the fact that for the first time, Wickers isn't the one in the fight. Wickers is off doing his own thing. What'd you get, Ada?
8.
All right, Ada, you bring the torch or the two oil lamps down on this thing, covering it in oil. You reach for your matchbook and you just strike the whole thing, tossing the phosphorus matches on this thing, and it goes up with a whoosh. I need you to roll 2d6 and add 4 to it.
Add 4?
Yes.
18.
Oh, good lord.
Get wrecked!
The only answer to this entire wood-infested town.
Yeah, apparently "Kill It with Fire" is the subtitle to the horror at Headstone Hill. All right, it is going to try and soak.
I do find it interesting that it is saying "Hell's Coming with Her" is our title for
That's
tonight.
right. That's right.
What's one of the hallmarks of hell?
That's right. Fire. All right, Ada. It is on fire, but it does not seem to have taken any damage at this point. You can see the paint starting to bubble and peel, but it seems to be okay. Sister May, what are you doing?
Sister May, I need you to go get the jar.
I have to heal you first.
Are there any wounds?
What are you gonna do, Sister May?
Heal her, of course.
Ada's like, get the jar.
I don't have any wounds. I don't need to be healed.
Yeah, she's fine. She soaked it.
I thought she had wounds from the previous round.
Nope, she soaked both rounds.
She's been doing very good on her soak rolls.
Are you leaving her be?
The D6s and I have had a good time.
Then I guess I will run and get the homunculus.
All right, so you go running back, dodging around the flaming piano, leaving Ada to fight for her life against the very thing she fears. Next round, we're just going to stick with this one for a second, Wickers. Ace of clubs to Ada, King of clubs to the monster, 8 of clubs to Sister May.
This down.
Ada, you're up. What are you going to do?
Pickaxe the burning piano.
All right, go for it. Give me a fight and roll.
Right.
Oh, and then also, before you do this, roll your 2d6 plus 4. If any dice come up ones, you need to let me know.
1.
Okay. Now, don't forget, these dice ace as well. So
Right. It's 9.
9 plus 4?
No, sorry. It's
9
a total
total?
of 5.
Okay. Go ahead. So the fire's starting to go out a little bit. What do you do?
Gross. Pickaxe, because I think that does burning damage as well.
It does. It's on fire! Wait! I'm on fire!
9.
A 9 hits and does an extra d6 of damage. So you're going to roll your strength die and 2 extra d6 of damage and then add 4 on top of it. Go for it, Ada. And don't forget, you can spend a Benny to reroll the damage.
Strength, 2d6.
Plus 4.
Plus 4.
Yep, and you have the no mercy edge. So if you reroll the damage, you get to add 2 to it with a Benny.
How do we feel about 23? Oh, plus 4, 27. We feel pretty good about 27, right?
I mean,
I'm feeling pretty nice about that.
Benny to soak.
I don't understand how this can be a rated foe when it is a piano.
It is a wild card monster.
It's
All I know
obviously
is that
a precursor to John Williams' piano. Okay.
John Williams is the man, Sister May.
John Williams is the man.
All right, so I got a 7. You got a 28, you said, right?
7.
27, so minus 13, that's 14. That is 2 wounds, and it only soaked 1. So it has taken its first wound.
I'm just saying, I feel that if Leslie were here, we'd be in better shape.
It howls, the discordant notes just kind of rippling out from the middle C out to the end of the board and then back in, and it will attempt to put you down, Ada. Not with 3. It's going to spend a Benny to re-roll.
Eat those bennies.
Wait, how is it attacking her?
With its
flaming keyboard.
But
keyboard.
don't I get to go next?
No. It's turn. It goes on king, you go on 8.
I had an ace.
Ace,
Piano had a
king.
You had an ace.
All right. So Ada, it hits you. And it hits you with a raise. So
I just feel that this rated foe is...
So I was wondering, because lingering damage should take effect at the beginning of its turn.
it just got hit, though. It didn't get hit last turn. It will now get hit. It will take the
But
lingering
it says
damage.
on the victim's next turn.
Right, but it hasn't been hit yet. It hasn't taken any damage. So it will take the extra damage next turn because Ada finally hit it with the
It
pickaxe.
just
Take
took
one wound just to-
damage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Thank you, Ada, or Sister May. On its next turn, it takes the base power damage minus 1 die type, 1 additional turn. Oh, no. All right, so Ada, you get to roll the your strength. Well, so your strength, you're rolling 3d6, right? So you're gonna get to roll 2d4 right now and add 4 to it. Thank you, Sister May.
I had
I just wanted to be useful.
More easy. 2d4, add 4, yes?
2d4, add 4.
And I get to roll my wild card or not?
Not with this, no. This is the lingering damage.
That aced. 12.
12. All right. That is not enough to hurt it. Do you want to spend a Benny?
I do not. I am running low.
Okay. All right. It catches you right in the stomach as it tries to crush you between its
Why is it like my stomach?
rolling
anyway?
weight. I mean, it's a piano, right? Your
It's a-
upper
it's a-
thigh? I don't know. Like, it pushes you against the
wanted to
wall,
hit you.
slamming you against the window. And you can see the little pods as the window cracks. The pods start rippling with
How do they
anticipation.
feel about the fire?
Do you speak pod?
Maybe.
Do you have pod empathy? I like how that was your question.
I will have a couple of times here.
Ada, 1 wound and shaken.
I'll
You want to
take
spend
it.
a Benny? You're going to take it? All right. Sister May, you get into the studio, or the study, cross-held alive. You can see floating in the glass jar the 3-foot homunculus that you can now see is clearly a small aspen thing, kind of looking at you. No matter where you go in the study, it's always maintaining eye contact as it just floats.
I think we've already established that doesn't shake me. But also,
You hear a large thump from behind you and the sound of glass breaking.
Okay, can I spend bennies in combat to get power points back?
Yeah.
And is that an action?
No.
Okay, well, I am doing that, and also casting smite on my Shabankan stick.
Okay. So you grab the thing, invoke smite, and then you're going to be running back next turn. All right, perfect. Give me your faith roll. It will go 10 of diamonds to Ada, 10 of clubs to the killer piano, and 7 of diamonds to Sister May. Wickers, what are you doing, sir?
He is actually heading to the house now, since he effectively is like, huh.
You
I
will
gotta
arrive.
do 2 for 1.
You will arrive at the house, not this round, but at the end of next round. All right, Ada, you're up.
Pickaxe.
You're really picking a fight with that thing.
Listen, if it wanted...
Listen, nobody appreciates classical music anymore.
Correct. 10. Oh, -1. 9.
9, that is still enough to hit with a raise. So you're going to roll your 3d6 plus 4 damage. And you get your 1d6 plus 4 fire damage. Let me know if it comes up a 1.
Look,
Dire wandering off.
we're Tchaikovsky people, according to Leslie. So
That's fair. Well, I mean, the 1812 Overture will probably be playing when you get to Gunsight.
My pickaxe damage is +4.
Yes.
24.
And then what's the fire damage from the, did you get anything on?
You said 1d6
1d6
4?
plus 4, but it will ace.
Yeah, that one aced. 11.
11. Oh, wait. Ada, I'm sorry. I need a spirit roll from you to see if you can act this turn because you're shaken.
Rude.
Yeah, Shane. Rude.
Chopin. John.
Just kidding, Shane. Love the game.
Yeah, I succeed.
Okay, so you got a 23 on your damage.
I got a 24 on my damage, and I got
On
11
11.
on my continuing
All right.
damage.
Well, you have shaken the thing, and it has a
With 35
wound.
damage.
A wound and 11 is 2 wounds. All right, it's spending its second to last Benny
I do like to hear that.
to try and shake this off.
Why my war cry is eat those bennies.
That's right. It takes no. You are
Oh, for
bringing
God's
it down. You're taking huge chunks out of the top, but it's got to make
Aim
it.
for the eyes. Aim for the eyes, Sister May.
That's naughty. Do I not get bennies when I make puns? It makes its spirit test, and it is going to try and push you outside into the waiting arms of the aspen.
Awesome. I'm gonna be a pod person.
With a 5, it's no extra
Eat those
damage.
bennies.
But I'm
Eat
gonna
those bennies.
I'm gonna save my last Benny when I have to soak Sister May's Shabonk instead. That is a wound, another wound, Ada.
I will soak this one, but it is my last penny.
Are you admitting this?
Eat those bennies, Ada. Eat those bennies.
The 4.
All right, you take no damage, but the glass breaks and you go falling down. You can feel something wet and sticky dripping down onto your face. The piano,
Odd juice.
pod juice, the piano roars in sort of a bass tinkling of notes as you get the feeling it is preparing to just roll out and land atop you. People are screaming in the streets as this flaming piano with teeth is attacking you. You can feel their fear as it soaks in to the world around you. Sister May, is your turn.
I didn't do it.
Awesome. I think I would like to take Ada's suggestion, and I'm gonna run at the piano from behind and stab it in the eye knot with my Shabonkin stick.
Well, you can't stab it in the eye knot from behind.
Yes, I can.
She was behind it, and
Yeah.
now she's running around to the front.
Oh, you're running around to the front of it.
No, I'm going on the top of the piano.
Okay, it is
It
on
is-
fire.
Don't care.
Okay.
And I'm
A
stabbing
flaming
it in the eye.
Okay.
Please.
Please give me the stabbing with the Shabonkin stick.
There's a joke somewhere in here. but
There's
I'm not gonna
definitely
say
a
it.
joke somewhere in here. What'd you get on your attack
Oh.
roll? Wickers, you see people running away screaming. It's attacking her! It's attacking her!
I got a 5.
You got a 5. That is enough to hit, but no extra damage. So roll your base damage plus 4. Zach, that earns a Benny. That's amazing. The flaming nun punch. I almost said that wrong.
You almost said nunchucks, didn't you?
Nope.
12. I did get a raise on my smite, so
Yes, that's
is
extra
that-
4 points of damage.
Oh, so 16?
16 is enough. To shake it. You hear this clanging noise as if somebody has just slammed the keys down on the piano. New cards. Ada. 2 of hearts. Second card is 4 of diamonds. Sister May, 7 of hearts. Piano. 10 of hearts. It is going to try and buck you off from on top of it onto Ada and then roll on top of you, crushing both of you beneath its ponderous weight.
No wonder I have a phobia. That's all I have to say.
That's totally fair. I think everything
Y'all
that...
realize I'm the tank, right?
Oh no. Alright.
You're the one who went investigating.
I didn't
Please
expect
say you
you all to
rolled
pick
a
up
1
on the
because-
piano.
Please say you rolled a 1.
No. That was oh no because both of the dice aced.
The wrong kind of oh no.
Yeah.
He's not actually trying to kill our characters. He just is.
The dice tell a story, and this is the story of how Sister May got flipped up onto the ground, landing next to Ada. Ada, you're face up, Sister May comes face down, and the piano comes rolling out of the window to chomp at both of you.
Has the house caught on fire at all?
Did you roll a spirit test?
And
I'm
where's
rolling a
the
spirit
hum-
test at the start of every one of my turns, Sister May. They got a D8 for spirit. The house is not caught on fire, but some of the window pane slats are smoldering. Ada. All right. Ada, you will take a wound and are shaken. Sister May. 17 minus 5. It's 12. Sister May, that's 2 wounds. Wickers, you can see all of this go down as you come running up. There is a piano on top of your friends, and you can hear chomping notes.
All right. I just had the thought that popped in my head, and I know what I want to do.
All right,
So,
I will deal you in on the
Wickers-
next round.
Okay. So
Sister May, you're up. Well, actually, you're down under the piano, but it's your turn.
Can I heal more than one person?
You could take
I'm not
2
seeing
actions.
Okay. I'm gonna heal Ada.
Okay. So if you're doing both, you're gonna have to take a -2 to each roll.
No, because I'm already at -2 for my wounds, right? So
Okay, yeah.
I am not going to try and heal myself. $14.
Ada, you have no wounds.
And no healing, so better make it good, I guess.
All right, what are you gonna do?
Pickaxe.
All right.
I do not hit.
You got a Benny?
No.
Did you use the Benny that Tank the Frank gave you?
Yes.
Okay. New round. I've got Sister May going on 6 of clubs. With the extra card, Ada going on King of Spades. Wicker's going on 4 of hearts.
yeah.
And the monster going on Queen of Diamonds.
Awesome.
Ada.
We'll try again.
You got anything cool to say? Like anything that might generate a Benny? Like
I'm not at this time. A 5?
a 5 hits.
5 hits!
You jump up and say, I know 3 things. Catchphrase. TBD. Number 3. All right, so remember, you're going to get 2d6 and add 4 to it.
2d6.
Yeah. You didn't get the extra raise die, so 2d6
Right.
plus 4, and because it's flaming, the additional plus 4, so plus 8.
Plus 8, you said?
Mm-hmm.
25.
That's great. That's good. That's good. That's 2 wounds. And my last Benny,
I thought you used your last Benny.
I used my second to last
Second
Benny.
to last.
My penultimate Benny. And I soak 1 of the 2 wounds. The piano, you bring the
I would
axe down. Oh, go ahead.
I would like Wickers to know that I have made 2 wounds on this piano in like 4 rounds of combat.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed.
So you kind of pull yourself out, getting to your feet, you bring it down right into the middle of the rotating cylinder, and there's something like a greenish red ichor that's just flowing out of it now, like leaking. One of the eyes has kind of gone dead, and the knot just kind of hangs loosely. Looks like it's pushing out a little bit. It will turn. Play. Dun, 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 dun. And try and get you, Ada, one last time.
I
A
didn't even
5
remember that.
hits your toughness, or hits your parry. But I roll a 3.
So at this point, we're having the piano version of a slap fight.
For damage, and you take no damage, Ada. Sister May, you're just kind of getting ground into the earth and the muck. You feel something wet and slimy slide around the back of your neck and start to curl around the front.
Great, thank you for that visual.
Oh yeah, by the way, Ada and Sister May, each of you give me roll a d6 and just tell me if you get a 1.
Does it ace?
It does not
Roll-
ace.
Roll a
Okay.
d6 and what?
You tell me if you get a 1.
And just tell him.
I got a 1.
Awesome. Ada, give me a notice roll
Oh dear.
at -4.
Double oh dear.
Bob's gone. One
So
night.
if I rolled a
One
5,
night.
that's a 1.
Okay. The piano is between you. Sister May, you see one of the pods detaches from the aspen. And then things get a little fuzzy. What are you doing on your turn?
I am rising from the ground with my Shabonkin stick and saying, "His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me." And I
All right, roll it. JD's got smiley face.
14.
14. JD, that Sister May, that will hit with a extra d6 of damage. You got the raise. Don't forget your wound penalty. So even with a 12, you get the raise.
-12 and then -2, so 10 damage.
No, you don't take the wound penalty on damage.
Oh,
Hey.
12.
And you have the extra. Did you add the extra 4? And did you add the extra 4 for flaming?
No.
Okay, so 16.
Yes?
All right. That will shake.
You're welcome.
That shakes the creature. Wickers, you come rolling up. There is a flaming piano of doom. possibly related to John Doom. We don't know. They have the same last name. But what do you do?
First, I put on the BFG division from Mick Gordon. Speaking of Doom, and he's going to run up and he is going to jump, flying kick the piano while at the same time pulling the one shotgun and aiming at the Aspen at the window and just firing into it. So
All right.
I will take my multi-action penalty.
Take your multi-action penalty.
Okay, let me check my stuff to make sure I'm doing this right this time.
James Piano Doom. John, if I gave you a penny, you'd give it to the piano to soak, right?
Don't do it.
That would be self-serving. I understand that.
So the first action is 19.
That hits with a raise. Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
All right, so that's the kick. Make sure I do this right this time and grab the right die. $21.
21.
For the damage to the piano.
That's
kick.
That's one wound, and he does not have anything else. No bennies. So you kick right through the paneling on the upper deck of the piano, go right through it, and there is a spew of like wet splinters and gore that just pulps the area. And your shotgun, you hit right dead center of the tree, and the sapling.
Well, I haven't done the shotgun attack yet, so I need to roll that.
No, you're shooting at a tree. It's not moving.
Okay. Okay, then. All right, then I will roll my damage for that.
All right.
Which, the idea is that trying to get that point blank 3d6, it's up to you if you allow that.
No, you get it. Like, you don't need, like, just go ahead and roll the damage.
$30.
30. All right. The tree explodes, shattering the whole thing. Next to you in the grass, Sister May, as you look, the bottle broke when you leapt onto the thing, and the little homunculus is twitching and letting out this weird keening noise as the tree dies. And then it finally shudders and goes limp. As you guys look at it, you can see it clearly. Like, you can't see who it like, it doesn't look human, right? It looks miniature. But whoever this was, you're pretty sure you could pick their face out of a crowd. It's miniature, it's articulate. You see a large wooden mustachio and a goatee. Doesn't look like anyone you've met, but if you see that person, you can probably pick it out of a crowd.
What happened?
We killed the piano. It was playing music at us.
Ada once again looks a little shaken.
Just that stare that you can only see because...
Yeah.
But then he just shakes his head. You all right at least? What?
I think Sister May could use some help. We maybe could get her back to Doc.
Yeah. And then gonna pops open the shotgun to release the spent shell, puts a new one in.
Smoke billowing from the barrels. All right, Sister May.
All right then.
We'll do some creative editing here. You wake up on the bed, patched up, feeling better, but not great. How many wounds did you take? 2? All right, give me a second. You definitely, one of them is gone, and you have been bandaged pretty heavily around the midsection. Doc Kirk sees to Ada. About this time, the wagon comes rolling up. It is a sort of an armored stagecoach where the back has bars on it. It's been reinforced. It is a prisoner transport wagon. You're seeing that you could probably fit 6 people comfortably, 2 to 3 times that if you weren't too careful about the comfort. And there are 2 young men riding shotgun, one of them with a shotgun. All right. You ready to ride to Fort Bridger?
Yeah, that'd be us.
All right. The wagon rolls north. You head out of Heaston Hill for the first time, heading away from the town that you were sent to by the Twilight Legion, clearly on the path that leads to the mystery of the disappearance of Rieg. Rieg clearly discovered something nefarious going on here. Enchanted pianos, pod people, a ghost rock stone that seems to pull spirits out of the hunting grounds. As you head north, Felix and Nigel, clearly full of heart and spirit, a little shy on experience. And as you head north, a couple of days later, you can see Fort Bridger appear on the horizon, named after the legendary trapper and mountain man Jim Bridger. It's the place where all trails meet. The California, Oregon, Mormon, Cherokee, and Overland Stage Trail all pass or have slight detours that take them through Bridger. You can see the U.S. military flags flying above it, the stockade around it, men patrolling the walls. And as you get close, you can see there's a horse riding towards you, hell to high leather, dust kicking up around it. Need all of you to give me a notice roll.
4.
4. All right.
3.
Can I add my dice together?
So none of you recognize the rider on the horse, and they're coming straight at you. What do you do?
Make sure that the shotgun is ready to just be flipped in front, like, if it becomes a thing. But other than that, he sits next to Marshall because his show now, technically. And
That's right.
just kind of...
Marshal Nigel stands up. Ho! 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 Thing pulls up, dust cloud billowing around it. By the Marshal of Uinta County, acting. Who are you? And why are you riding south so? And he looks to you, Wickers, intently. And you hear a voice call out, well, this is a fine mess I find myself in. Marshal here. I'm delivering something. I'd appreciate it if you lads wouldn't be willing to throw me back in the jail. Otherwise, we're going to have... You can hear a hammer getting cocked. We're going to have issues. And as the dust clears, you can see a beautiful redhead riding on a horse. That of Scarlet. The member of the Ghost Steel gang freed somehow mysteriously during the riot. And as you watch, you can see something moves around her waist. As arms disentangle, and Leslie said, have I got a story for you guys? And that is where we will stop for tonight. And in 2 weeks, we will pick up with the story of what happened to Leslie when he was captured by Gatling, how he got away and into the saddle with Scarlet. And then we will pick up at Fort Bridger as you guys head to deal with the Little Rock Irregulars. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Oh yes.
That was great.
I was so upset that none of you went to look at the piano the first time we went through this. I was like, this is such a cool monster. And you guys were like, and then you went back and Lily was finally like, fine, we're just going to deal with this. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off. We are going to deal with it. Yes, John, I'm with you. For like 3 weeks, I've been waiting for the piano. So thank you for coming up with that. You've got the homunculus into Dr. Kirk's hands. Doc Kirk will be figuring it out. And yes, thanks to John, we will be at, Sister May and I will be at booth 1830, the Strange Owl booth. The Iconic will also be at the booth. You can come say hi to us. You can come say hi to Sister May. We'll be giving out demos and getting the chance to sign up for the new Space 1889, a steampunk role-playing game that one of the editions was done by the very own Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Peg did a version of Space 1889. And if you come by the booth, we've got swag, we've got stuff to share and sell. We're going to have not just Sister May and myself, we will also have both Bens from the B team and the FET 5 game of Torg. They will be in costume some of the time as well. We've been seeing the costume designs on the Iconic Production Patreon. So thank you to Peg for sponsoring this Deadlands game. Thank you to all of the chat members for throwing the bennies where they need to be thrown, for helping with the rules, for being as engaged with this game as we are. And I definitely want to do a game, a one-shot of Rifts and a one-shot of Deadlands, another one, after this game wraps up. So I hope that you will see some of the people, if it works out, in the chat in the game. Yes, I will be, Daryl and Tracy will be there, and if you can swing by Studio 2 if you're at Gen Con and you want any sweet Deadlands swag, as well as, let me pull this up, I had to take a picture of this so I remember it, booth 2406, Carolina Games will be, and that is where Jody and Clint of Pinnacle Entertainment Group will be there as well. So hopefully we'll see you this week. We will not be here next Monday, of course, because of driving back from Gen Con, but the following week we will be back. We'll do another pre-show. We're going to get a couple of people in on the pre-show to announce that we will be back. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I am JM, your Marshal. This is the Posse investigating the horror at Headstone Hill. Until next time, Aces Wildcards.